good, everybody?
Welcome.
Welcome back to the More Love Conversation series. I'm Vernon.
I'm Venice.
And welcome to the place where we talk more love, more life,
more healthy relationships, and all the things.
So we back today, and we got another conversation for you, another topic for you, some tips for you. And today's topic, babe, you want to tell them what the topic is today?
The topic today is 6 reasons why couples counseling would benefit any relationship trying to restore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all know, relationships go through ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys. And it doesn't mean that, the relationship is near the end and even in turmoil. But sometimes, like she said, you need to restore. We need to kind of start over, get a new jump, maybe get to a new level. We're making transitions. So these are 6 tips to kind of help with that. So therapy gives an opportunity for you to come to a place where a non-biased person can hear, some of the things that you may have going on in your relationship. Obviously, we all know, hopefully you have a married couple or you have people in your life who you can kind of vent to and bounce things off of. But especially if they're friends, sometimes their view might be a little biased, or, they might say, see it on one side or the other. With therapy, with couples counseling and therapy, it just gives an opportunity for somebody who's not on either side, who's non-biased, who doesn't know the story and all the background, to give, some honest feedback. So that is definitely one reason why couples counseling and therapy could benefit and help restore.
Absolutely. I'm going to add to that then. As Vernon said, we love our friends, right? Who wouldn't want to vent and talk to your friends, but having couples counseling or going to a counselor, you're able to speak to a professional, a trained professional, to support you in facilitating the conversations that may be a little uncomfortable. Again, like he mentioned, with friendships and your friends, they know all the background, and then they may even not know some of the things that you mentioned, but
Right.
It just creates that space where you speak to a professional who has done this and who works with people on a day-to-day basis on a lot of different issues.
Absolutely. And again, that key word is professional, you know what I mean? And it's, again, somebody who has an opportunity. And to piggyback off of that, going to a professional, they can not only just give you a safe space and be able to have an unbiased opinion, but also be able to work through and give you some tools to maybe help, again, build your relationship, maybe work on some things that you may struggle with. A lot of things that we hear is, communication, giving tools to help you take home with you and take into your lives so that you are able to better deal with or manage, your relationship and deal with any challenges that may come up. So, couples counseling allows to give tools to you to help get you to the things that you may want to do.
Right, absolutely. And like Vernon mentioned, it definitely supports you in gaining the tools to communicate, because that's one of the main reasons why couples see us. Once you're able to communicate, then you can work through and break through the reasons why you may come to therapy, because there's hundreds of reasons why couples could come to therapy every single day. But once you're able to communicate, then you could actually work on those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we talk about this a lot in our sessions, and this may be something that we're going to have to go into more detail another day. But couples counseling allows you to see yourself through your significant other with a mirror. Right. You marry your mirror, or you're connected to your mirror. So energetically, the person that you spend the most time with, they're actually going to teach you the most about yourself, consciously and unconsciously.
Absolutely.
You may not always like it, but he or she will definitely have that opportunity to show you the things that you actually need to work on or maybe running from. Even if they don't tell you, you'll just get to know yourself even more so through your significant other. So when you go to couples counseling, more than likely your therapist, counselor, or coach will be able to support you in seeing yourself through your spouse.
And again, to piggyback, I know that may sound a little off or confusing to some, but just think about the mirror and just think about the comparison of being, the things that you may have struggled with in your life, or the things that you may struggle with are some of the things that you may see in your partner that bother you the most. And that's kind of what we mean by the mirror.
Yeah.
So I love that. And again, these are all things that we've either gone through. we've seen in our sessions with our couple. So this is where this is coming from. And I think another thing that's nice about it is it helps create a safe space for you guys to listen to each other. A lot of couples that we have that come in, they may have the same goals, they may be headed in the same direction, but they just have a trouble listening to each other. They have trouble being able to sit back and hear what their partner's asking of them, or what their partner's saying to them, or what their partner's struggling with, and not necessarily pointing fingers. A lot of times in relationships, when you're together for a long time, you start to assume that we know each other. So it gets hard to listen to each other, and in turn, it gets hard to talk to each other. So, couples counseling and therapy just creates a nice space for you to be able to not just talk to your partner and tell them, but also create an opportunity for you to hear what your partner's saying to you too.
That's a big one. That's a big one. So to add to that, the last tip that we're going to give today is couples counseling allows you the space to enhance your relationship, the space to talk about all the things that you may not necessarily have the time to talk about. You may not, be able to do all of this at home, but it's actually for you. A lot of couples come to us in year 1, and some couples come to us in year 20. So a lot can happen in a relationship, but when you're actually sitting down and focusing on solely your relationship and not everything outside of it, you get to create a vision, you get to create what you want, and rebuild and restore from whatever it is you're coming in for.
Absolutely. Look, marriages, relationships, they go through stages. And through each of those stages, sometimes you need to revamp. Sometimes you gotta figure things out. Sometimes you gotta regroup. It doesn't mean that, oh my goodness, if we're suggesting couples counseling or therapy, we're in a terrible space. We just may be moving to a different space. You may be in a space where you've had kids and now you're turning into empty nesters. You may be, trying to take your finances to the next level. Maybe you guys are planning a business together. There's so many stages and steps that come. Maybe you're planning on a new child. So, relationships, marriages, go through so many stages, so many changes. And so, coming to couples counseling, having a marriage counselor, maybe even a life coach, just allows you an opportunity to try to sort those things out, organize those things, and put your best foot forward as you handle those challenges.
Absolutely. And you will hear us say, honestly, we support couples counseling. Marriage counseling is something we do, it's something we believe in, and it's something we have had to do as well. In addition to knowing how essential individual counseling is, and that's something that we have talked about. So when you go, and sit in front of someone, a lot may come up. So just knowing that, as we always say, every single day, mental health care is not taboo. It's essential for, your health and well-being and for your legacy. So if you're thinking about going to see, someone to talk about your relationship, know that it's nothing wrong with it. If anything, you're taking this step to restore and actually live your best life, and you deserve it, and your relationship deserves it too.
No doubt. Yeah. Well said, my love.
Yeah.
Well, please make sure you like, you subscribe, you share. You share the word over social media. Tell your friends about it. Come holler at us. Check out our website. And until next time, I'm Vernon.
I'm Venice. And thank you. We'll see you next time. And if you like our shirts, go to Men to Heal, because we're all meant to heal.
We're all meant to heal. And men to heal.
And that's a whole other episode. Thanks.
Holla at y'all.
Peace.